My beloved child, pause for a moment and give me just 2 minutes. Do not rush past this message as if it were ordinary, because it is not. Something quiet yet powerful is unfolding in your life right now, and your heart was meant to hear these words at this exact moment. Take a slow breath and stay here with me. In the middle of your busy thoughts and the noise surrounding you, there is a gentle whisper calling your attention. It is not loud. It does not demand. It simply waits for you to listen. You may have felt uncertain lately, as if pieces of your journey were moving without explanation. Some doors seemed slow to open. Some answers seemed hidden just beyond your reach. Yet even in those silent moments, something meaningful has been forming around you. Do not skip this moment. Stay till the end of these 2 minutes, because something you have been quietly hoping for is beginning to align in ways you cannot yet see. Right now, I want you to understand something simple but powerful: you are not forgotten. Even when days feel ordinary, even when progress feels small, every step you take carries purpose. The path ahead is not empty, it is quietly preparing something that will make sense very soon. You might think nothing special is happening today. But the truth is, this very moment is part of a turning point. Not loud, not dramatic, but meaningful. The kind of moment that later makes you look back and realize, that was when everything began to change. So stay present. Stay calm. Let your heart be open for these next few moments. Because in the next part of this message, something deeply personal will begin to unfold, something that may explain why you were guided here today. My beloved child, give me just 2 minutes of your attention. In a world that is always rushing, always pulling you in different directions, this moment is meant to slow you down. Right now, right here, something meaningful is waiting for you. You may not realize it yet, but your heart was gently guided to this very message. Out of all the voices, all the distractions, and all the places you could be, you stopped here. That was not random. Take a breath and stay with me. There have been moments lately when you felt uncertain. Moments when you wondered if your efforts were truly seen, if your patience truly mattered, if the quiet hopes inside you were simply dreams fading into the distance. But listen carefully, because this is important. Nothing you have carried in your heart has been unnoticed. Every silent prayer, every hopeful thought, every time you chose kindness when it would have been easier to give up, it all matters more than you know. Don't skip this moment. Something gentle yet powerful is beginning to unfold in your life. It may not arrive with noise or sudden flashes. Instead, it begins quietly, like the first light of dawn that slowly brightens the entire sky. And if you stay until the end of this message, you may start to understand why this moment, these 2 minutes, are more important than they seem. Because what is coming next may reveal a reason you have been feeling the way you do lately, a reason that is about to make sense. In this quiet moment, something deeper is unfolding than you may realize. You might have felt a gentle stirring inside your heart recently, a feeling that something meaningful is approaching, even if you cannot yet explain it. That feeling is not confusion. It is awareness. Your spirit recognizing that a new chapter is slowly opening. Life often moves in silent preparations. Long before a beautiful sunrise appears, the sky begins to change in ways most people never notice. In the same way, small shifts are already happening around you. Do not rush past this message. Stay till the end, because these moments are more important than they seem. There are times when you wondered if your patience was worth it. Times when you questioned whether the quiet efforts you made each day were leading anywhere at all. But what you could not see was the way those small steps were shaping something meaningful. Something huge is waiting for you, but it does not arrive through noise or sudden spectacle. It arrives through alignment, through moments when the right path slowly becomes clear. And right now, the reason you were asked for just 2 minutes is beginning to reveal itself. Because in the next part, a truth about your journey will surface, a truth that may explain why certain delays, certain pauses, and certain unexpected moments were never accidents at all. And now, let your heart grow even quieter for a moment. There were times when you believed the delays meant something was wrong. When days passed and nothing seemed to move, you wondered if the path ahead had forgotten you. But what looked like stillness was never emptiness. It was preparation. Some things in life must grow in silence before they can appear in the open. Just like a seed beneath the soil, the most important changes often happen where your eyes cannot see them yet. Stay with this message. Don't skip this moment. Because something inside you has been strengthening quietly. Your patience, your compassion, your resilience, these were never wasted moments. Each one shaped the person you are becoming. And here is the part many people miss: the right moment does not arrive when the world is loud. It arrives when your heart is ready to recognize it. That moment is getting closer than you think. You may notice small signs first. A new sense of clarity. A feeling of calm where there used to be worry. Opportunities that seem simple at first, yet feel strangely meaningful. These are not coincidences. They are gentle signals that your journey is beginning to shift. Something meaningful is approaching your life step by step, quietly and steadily. And in the next moment of this message, you will begin to understand why these 2 minutes were meant to find you today. And just when you thought this message was only a moment of reflection, something deeper begins to reveal itself. There is a reason your attention was drawn here today. Not by force, not by chance, but by a quiet alignment that happens when the heart is ready to hear something meaningful. For a long time, you have been carrying thoughts that few people truly understand. Questions you kept to yourself. Hopes you protected quietly because you did not want them to fade. Yet those quiet hopes were never lost. Stay here with me. Don't skip this part, because something important is beginning to come into focus. You see, life sometimes places you in seasons where nothing seems to change on the surface. Days feel similar, progress feels slow, and it becomes easy to believe that the bigger picture has paused. But beneath that stillness, something powerful has been moving into place. The connections around you are shifting. The direction of your path is slowly adjusting. And the person you are becoming is stronger, wiser, and more prepared than you were before. Something huge is waiting for you, but not in the way most people expect. It arrives gently, through moments that suddenly feel meaningful, conversations that open new doors, ideas that bring clarity where there once was confusion. And very soon, a moment will arrive where you realize that everything you experienced was quietly guiding you toward a new beginning. But the most surprising part of this message has not been spoken yet, and what comes next may change the way you see this moment forever. Just when you begin to sense the quiet shift around you, a new realization starts to appear. There is something important you must understand about this moment. The 2 minutes you were asked to give were never about rushing through a message. They were about slowing down long enough for your heart to notice what it has been missing. For so long, you have been looking ahead, waiting for a big sign or a sudden change that would confirm everything is moving in the right direction. But sometimes the greatest confirmations arrive in the smallest ways. Stay here a little longer. Don't skip this moment. Look back at the recent days of your life. Certain thoughts have appeared more often. Certain ideas have quietly returned to your mind. Perhaps a new sense of courage has started to grow where doubt once lived. These are not random moments. They are gentle reminders that your journey is beginning to shift from waiting to understanding. Something huge is waiting for you, but it is not a single event. It is a series of moments that slowly reveal themselves, each one bringing a little more clarity, a little more peace, and a little more direction. And soon, you will recognize a feeling that is impossible to ignore, the feeling that you are finally moving towards something that truly belongs in your life. But before this message ends, there is one final truth you need to hear, a truth that may change the way you see today, tomorrow, and every step that comes after. Before this moment slips away, listen closely to one final whisper meant just for you. The truth is simple, yet powerful. The change you have been waiting for does not begin somewhere far in the future. It begins the moment your heart realizes that your journey has meaning even in the quiet days. For a long time, you searched for signs that something extraordinary was ahead. But what makes this moment special is not noise or sudden excitement. It is the calm awareness that something within you has already begun to transform. Stay present for these last few moments. Do not rush away now. Because the reason you were asked for just 2 minutes was never to overwhelm you with answers. It was to remind you that even the smallest pause can open a door to clarity. Right now, something gentle is taking shape in your life. A path that once felt uncertain is beginning to reveal its direction. A hope that once felt distant is moving a little closer to reality. And one day soon, you may look back at this very moment and realize something surprising. The shift you were waiting for began when you simply stopped, listened, and allowed your heart to be still. So carry this quiet awareness with you as you continue your day. Because something meaningful is unfolding, and this moment was the beginning of noticing it. And even now, as these words settle gently in your heart, there is one more quiet truth waiting to be heard. Many people move through their days without ever pausing long enough to notice the small signals life places in front of them. They rush from one moment to the next, never realizing that the most meaningful guidance often arrives in the quietest ways. But you stopped. You listened. That simple choice already set something different in motion. Stay with this moment a little longer. Don't skip this part, because something important is still unfolding. There will soon be a day when something small happens, perhaps a simple conversation, an unexpected idea, or a sudden feeling of clarity. At first it may seem ordinary, almost easy to overlook. But deep inside, you will feel it. A calm recognition that this moment matters. That is how meaningful changes often begin, not with noise, but with awareness. Something huge is waiting for you, yet it will not demand your attention. Instead, it will quietly invite you to notice it when the time is right. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why your heart was asked for just 2 minutes today, because those 2 minutes were the beginning of seeing your journey in a completely new light. And now, before this message fades into the quiet of your day, there is one more gentle reminder meant for your heart. Life has a way of placing certain moments in front of you that seem small at first. A pause. A thought. A feeling you cannot fully explain. Most people overlook these moments, but they often carry the beginning of something meaningful. Right now, you are standing in one of those moments. Stay with this feeling a little longer. Don't skip past it. You may not see the full picture yet, and that is perfectly okay. The most beautiful paths reveal themselves step by step, not all at once. What matters is that your heart is learning to recognize the quiet signals guiding you forward. Something huge is waiting for you, but it does not appear as a sudden miracle. It grows through awareness, patience, and the courage to trust the small steps placed before you. Soon, a moment will arrive when things start to feel clearer. The questions that once circled your mind will begin to soften, and the direction ahead will feel lighter, calmer, more certain. And when that happens, you may remember this message, this simple request for 2 minutes. Because those 2 minutes were never just time. They were an invitation to slow down long enough to notice that something meaningful in your life is already beginning to unfold. And as this moment gently reaches its final breath, there is one last message your heart deserves to hear. Sometimes the greatest gift is not a sudden answer, but the quiet awareness that you are exactly where you need to be right now. Even when the road feels slow, even when the future seems hidden, every step you have taken has been shaping the path ahead. Look at how far your spirit has already come. There were days when you carried doubts. Days when you wondered if your patience truly mattered. Yet here you are, still moving forward, still searching for meaning, still open to something greater than yesterday. Do not overlook the power of that. Because something huge is waiting for you, and it begins with a realization that changes everything. The strength you were hoping to find around you has been growing within you all along. Stay present with this feeling. Soon you will notice small shifts in your life, moments of clarity, opportunities that feel right, and a calm confidence that gently replaces uncertainty. These are the quiet signs that your journey is moving in a new direction. And when that day arrives, you may remember this simple request: give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes to pause. 2 minutes to listen. 2 minutes that quietly reminded you that something meaningful is already unfolding in your life, and that the best parts of your story are still ahead, waiting patiently for the moment you are ready to step into them. And before this message becomes a memory, allow one final thought to settle gently in your heart. There will be a moment very soon when you pause during an ordinary day and suddenly feel something different inside you. A calm confidence, a quiet sense that the path ahead is no longer as uncertain as it once seemed. That feeling will not come from noise or excitement. It will arrive softly, almost like a whisper reminding you that every step you have taken has been guiding you towards something meaningful. Stay with this thought for a moment. You once wondered if your patience would lead anywhere. You questioned whether the quiet hopes you carried were too small or too distant to ever become real. But those hopes were never wasted. They were shaping the direction of your journey all along. Something huge is waiting for you, not as a sudden surprise, but as a beautiful unfolding of moments that begin to connect in ways you could not see before. And when those moments start to align, you will remember this simple invitation you heard today. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes that asked you to pause in the middle of a busy world. 2 minutes that reminded you to listen to the quiet voice within. 2 minutes that helped you notice that your story is still moving forward, and that something meaningful is already on its way to meet you. And now, as these final moments arrive, let the silence around you speak gently to your heart. There is something beautiful about this pause you shared here. In the middle of a world that rarely slows down, you allowed yourself to stop for just a little while. And in that small space of stillness, something meaningful began to unfold. You may return to your day after this. The same places, the same responsibilities, the same ordinary rhythm. But something inside you is no longer exactly the same as it was a few minutes ago. A new awareness has quietly awakened. Remember this feeling. Because one day, when a moment of clarity appears in your life, when an idea feels right, when a path begins to open, when peace replaces the questions that once filled your mind, you may suddenly think back to this very moment. And you will realize something surprising. The shift did not begin with a loud announcement or a dramatic change. It began with a simple invitation. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes where you slowed down enough to listen. 2 minutes where hope felt a little stronger than doubt. 2 minutes that gently reminded you that your story is still unfolding, and that the next chapter may be closer than you ever imagined. And as the last echoes of this message settle into the quiet of your heart, there is one final reflection meant just for you. Sometimes the most meaningful moments in life are the ones that seem small when they first arrive. A pause in the middle of a busy day. A few words that touch something deep inside. A feeling that gently reminds you that your journey still holds beautiful possibilities. You might continue with your day after this, yet something subtle has already shifted within you. You listened. In a world full of noise, that simple act carries more power than most people realize. Because when you truly listen, you begin to notice the quiet guidance that has always been there. Soon, life will place new moments in front of you, moments that feel a little clearer, a little brighter, a little more aligned with the hopes you once held quietly inside your heart. And when those moments arrive, you will understand something important. The reason you were asked for just 2 minutes today was never about time alone. It was about creating a small space where your heart could remember something it almost forgot. That you are still growing. That your path is still unfolding. And that something meaningful is already moving gently toward your life, one quiet step at a time. And just before this moment fades completely, allow one last whisper of truth to reach your heart. There will come a quiet day in the near future when you suddenly realize how far you have come. Not through loud victories or dramatic moments, but through the quiet strength that carried you forward when no one else noticed. You kept going. Even in uncertain days. Even in moments when the road ahead felt hidden. That quiet persistence has been shaping a future that is slowly coming into view. Pause for a second and feel that. Because something meaningful has already begun to shift within you. A deeper calm. A clearer sense that your journey is not random, and that each step has been guiding you toward a place that feels right for your spirit. Stay with that thought. Soon, life will place a moment before you that feels different from the rest. A moment where your heart feels light, where something finally makes sense, where you recognize that the waiting was never empty time. And when that moment arrives, you may remember this message again. You may remember that everything started with a simple request. Give me 2 minutes that slowed the world just enough for you to hear a quiet truth, that your story is still unfolding, and that the path ahead is gently opening in